Okay, thank you. So good morning, everyone. Onliners as well as people here. Can you hear me okay? Some people were there and they disappeared.
Yes, Kabir ji.
Okay. Okay. Some of the participants are invisible. So I guess, all right. Hello, Pradeep ji. Good morning. Yeah. All right. Jan.
Namaskar, Kabir ji.
Hello. Right. So thank you, everyone. I happen to be in Delhi, so I'm leading this meditation today. So it'll be just over half an hour, perhaps. And there'll be a mixture of motivation, some quiet practice, as well as reflection on a particular topic. So we'll start with posture, as always. So there's a sense of being on one spot, meaning we have traveled here, most people, and if you are in your room at home, still you have engaged in movement since you got out of bed. So here we're just choosing a particular place to sit and establish a sense of being there and feeling totally the body and the mind being in this particular place. So the body in touch with the cushion or chair, and a sense of ease and calm as we simply accept and be comfortable and content with sitting wherever we are for the next half hour or so without wanting to be anywhere else. Of course, the energy of movement, of wanting, is very strong in us. But here we can experiment with letting go of that by bringing our attention to the breath. We can take a few deep breaths and connect with the breathing as well. So take a few deep breaths and relax with the out-breath. So, so here we are, another morning in Delhi, afternoon or late morning in Australia and other places where people may be joining in from. But whatever it is, we're all still very much alive. We're still having this opportunity as a human being, which actually is somewhat extraordinary. We may have, swatted or a mosquito last night, or may have seen an ant or a little creature drown in the rain or in our water closet. These tiny creatures that really cannot do very much with their lives. But we as humans, what an extraordinary opportunity we have, despite, or perhaps because of, the mixture of challenge, sorrow, joy, all of the ingredients that go into making up a life. We have this opportunity to use our extraordinary intelligence and to use it not in a scheming or manipulative way, which is also, of course, very possible, and very common, but to use our intelligence with that heartfelt sense of kindness, caring for ourselves, caring for others. That is the masala, if you like. That's the cement. That's what keeps this world really going. That sense of cooperation and kindness. If that wasn't there at all, we would have destroyed ourselves a long time ago. But there is that sense of kindness, affection, caring for each other and for oneself. So that attitude we can generate very powerfully as a human being. So let's experiment with that for a few moments as our motivation. That although, of course, one's own happiness is so important, it's very important. Nothing more important in one way. And that's not contradictory with the statement that others' happiness also is most important, most important. And of course, they outnumber us. Other people outnumber us. So we could logically say their happiness is more important than mine, but that's in a sense an artificial polarity. Everybody's happiness is important. And since we all work and help each other, depend on each other in this world, we must ensure that whatever we do, including our spiritual practice, is not going to harm others. At the very least, not going to harm. And if possible, benefit to a tremendous degree. So think of some of the people you know, some of the people you care for, that you love very much, and feel how much one wants them. You want them to be happy. You want them to have good experiences, feelings. You want them to have that which will make them happy and content, just as you wish that for yourself. And if you don't wish that for yourself, which is also possible due to a sense of blaming oneself or not feeling good about oneself, then check that and think, I myself, as a human being, also deserve happiness just as much as anybody else. I deserve to understand, activate, and fulfill my own potential just as much as anybody else. So please work with these few statements, feeling a sense of care for oneself and a sense of kindness and care for others, a sense of tenderness. Of course, all the people we've ever known and do know or will know in the future, all of them just wish for this sense of happiness and peace, don't want suffering, don't want strife, don't actually want conflict. Although through ignorance, we keep on creating the causes for those things that we don't want. So seeing the sadness, the tragedy really of that situation, but also rejoicing because we all have the spirit, the ability to wake up completely. We all have that potential. What we, in Buddhism at least, call the Buddha nature, the Tathagata Garb, Sugata Garb, pristine, pure awareness. We all have that. So let's begin to take a few steps towards awakening this calm, clear, spacious awareness. So let there be stillness in the body, sense of relaxation. We're not here to strive and grind our teeth and push ourselves. The sense of ease. But together with that, sense of being very vigilant, very awake, very aware. And we'll be now aware and watching closely, but with a relaxed mind, the breath as it enters and leaves our nostrils. Simply that, the sensation of the breath, not the idea of it or some mental image of it, but the actual sensation of the breath between the top, between your lip, upper lip, and the nostril. The sensation of air as you breathe in and breathe out. And if the mind wanders, as it surely will do, no problem. Relax, recognize whatever's arisen, let it go, come back to the breath. Just come back with a sense of ease, but also firmness, determination, back to the breath. The sensation of it, and a sense of relaxing as you breathe out. So let's practice this together for a little while in silence. briefly adjust your posture if you need to, or stretch very briefly. And then for the last 8 or 10 minutes, we'll engage in a short reflection. Okay. So this is what we're going to engage in now, is a variation of practice of loving kindness, or Maitri, Metta in Pali, Maitri in Sanskrit, which we translate as loving kindness, to perhaps bring out the fact that it's not the ordinary sense of love as we might take it in the conventional world, which has a strong mixture of attachment, grasping. So loving kindness suggests this sense of wishing others to be happy, and lessens the transactional aspect of it, in which there's that understanding, tacit understanding, that I'll give you love, so-called love, and what you want, if you give me what I want, which has its problematic side. Okay, so loving kindness. And we start with ourselves, which is where we must always start. Remembering the very wise advice of the great Shantideva, the 8th century Acharya, meditator, Mahasiddha, Buddhist scholar and author, when he said that, it's totally impossible to cover the whole of the earth surface with leather. In case we want a smooth walk everywhere, we can't cover the whole earth with leather. But what we can do is put shoes on our own feet. That accomplishes the purpose. So there's that sense that we have to work with this so-called 5 constituents, 5 aggregates, body-mind combination first. So this is in 3 brief stages. We'll do it briefly. Of course, if you like it, you can do it in a more extended way when you have more time. First of all, get it straight in the mind, if you like, that yes, what I do wish for is some kind of harmony, contentment, happiness in life. This is what I want. However, I may be pursuing it right now, what I do want is some kind of satisfaction and happiness. I don't know necessarily what lasting, true happiness is, but I do know that I want at least some short-term happiness, satisfaction, freedom from unpleasant sensations and emotions. That I know. This is somehow built into us. But let's acknowledge it very clearly. Because even someone whom we might call a masochist, they get some pleasure from their masochism. They are searching for satisfaction, for pleasure, for a pleasant sensation, not an unpleasant one, as the final goal. Okay. We start by reflecting on what do I feel are my weaknesses? What are the weaknesses that I may perceive in myself? Just look at it clearly without judgment. What are my weaknesses which keep on getting me in trouble one way or another? They could be connected with bodily actions, verbal actions, mental thoughts, or of course a combination. What are the weak points which give me problems? Briefly, just choose one or two, which continually sabotage our search for lasting satisfaction and happiness. As you may imagine, each of these points can be reflected at length. They are worth a lot of investigation, perhaps. But let's move on to the second point, which is, what are my strengths? What are my strengths? What are the qualities in myself which are appreciable, which do bring some satisfaction, which are acknowledged sometimes by others? Or even if not acknowledged, I know through my experience with them that they bring me some peace of mind, some satisfaction, and that they have great potential, perhaps. So what are my strengths? We need to balance what we feel to be our weaknesses with what are my strengths? What am I good at? What do I love doing? Which is not harmful for others, of course. And now the third point, which in fact we're combining a couple of points, think very clearly and calmly, what would I like to receive from the world, from others, from this world, this existence, to be happy, to be lastingly happy? Just keep it simple and short. And together with this, what would I like to offer What do I have it in me that I can offer to the world? I can offer so much. I have strengths. I have this wish to connect with others because I'm a human being. What can I offer to the world out of my talents, out of my heartfelt wish to benefit? What can I offer to the world that will bring benefit to others and to this world? It doesn't have to be some great big project. What can I, even in a very small way, offer to this world? So 2 points. What would I like to receive from the world? And what would I like to offer? Because doing that, seeing the benefit, that can bring me tremendous satisfaction and a sense of well-being and participation in the world. Please think about this for 3-4 minutes. Okay. So much dissatisfaction and sense of loneliness and lack of fulfillment comes from not activating our great human potential and using it to help others, using it beneficially in this world. And we need to realize how we can do so much, and that would be actually a kind of what His Holiness the Dalai Lama calls a wise kind of selfishness, because selfish in the sense that we will get benefit from it. Benefiting others, we will find great benefit. It is wise. It's not harmful, it's wise, and it's the way to go. And the fulfillment may one day be such that we may just be able to be there for others without always referring back to what we're getting out of it. We may go beyond the need for that and find the joy of simply being there and spontaneously working, being, helping the world, helping others. This is our human potential, which is why this human life is so precious. It's nothing more precious than this human life, if used well. Can you think of anything more precious? Maybe gold, money, power. Somebody asked the Dalai Lama, what's the difference between money and enlightenment? And he replied very simply to this young Indian man who was asking him. He said, well, you see, in the end, money runs out, money is going to come to an end, but enlightenment never comes to an end. That deep awareness, you see, that deep awakening, once activated, that never comes to an end. That gives everlasting peace, happiness, and joy, and is spontaneously present for others. So we can just briefly reflect, remember these points: the motivation, the sense of being aware of our strengths and our weaknesses, being aware of what we would like from life for our fulfillment, and the fact that we can offer so much to others, so much, and must do so. The hour is getting late, if you like. The world needs our help, does it not? It always has done. Now, maybe a little more because of our potential for self-destruction and creating tremendous misery at the press of a button. So we can dedicate that we may develop the courage, the strength, the awareness of our potential, and the skillful means, knowing how to utilize it in the best way for others, so that we ourselves also can derive ultimate benefit of full awakening, a full blossoming, like a beautiful flower, or the full blossoming of our awareness of our Buddha nature. And may all the guides, all the great teachers in the world who help beings to actualize this, may they all have long and healthy lives and continue to guide us. And may all the authentic teachings be there to guide us. And may we realize that in the beginning, the guru is authentic literature and our own deep intelligence, the inner guru. Then when the time comes, may we, if necessary, find the outer person who can really help us, guide us in a very authentic, compassionate way, wise way. Thank you all very much. Have a good day, and may see some of you again before long.
Thank you, Kabirji.
Thank you, Pradeep ji. Enjoy. Regards to Mukta.
Thank you.